Hello and well met. This is Aaron with the Fantasy Grounds Academy. We're going to continue our conversion series. This is episode number 9. Today we're going to tackle a rather short, simple one. This will be story awards, or in other words, quest items. So in Adventures League, there are story awards. There is one here where you gain an ally. Supposedly, if you help complete the adventure's objective, you can earn the story award. This is similar to some adventures. They have these, but not all adventures have story awards. The story awards are a convenient way in Fantasy Grounds to award your players with either role-playing prestige or actual, it can be just about anything. So I'm going to go to the campaign folder, and inside there are several different categories. We're covering most of these so far. So let's take a look at the quest items, which are essentially story awards. I've already taken the liberty to build this particular appendix, which is Appendix 6 on page 23 of this particular PDF, the Umberlee's Resolve. So basically this, when you open this up, this is essentially what you're going to get. You can unlock this. You could build your own by clicking on the green plus button, or you can right-click and click Create Item if you want. So all I've done is copy and paste this particular information. And then I even went so far as to link the NPC that they're talking about. This is something you can do in Fantasy Grounds, which you can't do in a PDF very easily. Although I think they could have actually made a shortcut to her stat block. That would have been kind of convenient. But nonetheless, if there was a CR challenge related to this or XP, you could also add that here. As a game master, I'd give him at least 100 XP for this, but that's just me. But this is for Adventure League, so I'm going to leave it as it is. And like I said, I linked the NPC here for convenience. Now, one of the things I want to mention, that this is more of a personal thing, not necessarily a requirement, but when you have completed something, whether you're going to get treasure or maybe it's just some sort of role-playing thing or whatever, it is very nice to link the pertaining content. I've seen story awards where it says the players each get 100 gold each. Well, that would be nice if you linked a parcel or some sort of content that's going to allow you to do that easier without having to create the parcel, which is a treasure, yourself. So, or at least link it there if it's already created. So that's one thing I recommend that you do, is you link stuff that's, if it's related to this, it would be great. The other thing you can use these for, this is kind of a bonus offhanded use, is if you wanted to award your players for coming to the game on time or something like that, you could do that in a non AL game. So I could make this an attendance award. And essentially, it's just like giving out a little bonus or a little extra for those that show up on time. So I'll just put shows up on time as the notes. And I would discuss this with the players, of course, before you start the campaign. So all this is going to do is allow for me to unlock it and adjust it and award it at the end of the session as to whoever showed up. So it's a 25 interval, so if you got, 5 people, it's 125. So you just change that number before you award it. But essentially, when you're done completing the quest, you would take this and put it in a party sheet to award your players. So if I have the party sheet open, and if you have players attached to this, or as part of that, you go to the XP tab, and you have encounter awards, and then you have quest items. So I'm going to do the the quest items, excuse me, and I'm going to drag and drop those in there. So you drop that in there, and you drop this in there. And then when you're ready, you go ahead and click on award, and it will award, it'll split the experience points, if you have people playing, and then this thing just kind of like more or less creates a record so that you know that they've completed the award. And it also gives you a handy link to the NPC in case you need to pull that up. So that's basically what the story awards are for. They're for goals, milestones, in this case, story award, quest, completion, whatever you want to call it. That's what they're for. They're really handy to link them somewhere in the story. So in appendix number 6, I'm going to bring that and drag and drop that into our actual page that it corresponds to. So if I go to the stories and I open up, let's see, this is page 23. So that's why I have this labeled for that. So if I go to the Umberlee's Resolve and go to page 23, that's where this is going to be linked. So I'll set up this just like this. So I'll say put this here, and then from this area here, I'll go ahead and just copy and paste this information. Oops, I didn't grab all of it. There we go. It's trying to grab this stuff down here, which I don't want. That's the page number, or the disclaimer. Alright, let's try that. Okay, so you notice the text is jumbled up. So when we start getting into more of the story entry stuff, you can take and hit Control-J, which strips out all the lines, so you can kind of do your own formatting if you want. Sometimes the lines are correct, you want it that way, but in this case, no, not happening. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit Control-2, highlight that, and this part also. Probably just make that bold so it kind of stands out from the rest. And then I will link that story award down here on the bottom. So if I go to quest items, here's the story award. Drag and drop that in there. There we go. And I'm going to highlight the word quest and bold that. And that's essentially this page is done. That's all it needs to be on there. So this is just what you end up doing towards the end is you start copying and pasting all the different data types that we've been creating to the corresponding pages. So we still have to build the text in most of these, but this is just a way to show how to do that. So that's essentially just rewards. It's really simple, pretty straightforward. Not a whole lot of riffraff to it. So, I mean, it's just fairly simple. So I'm going to go back and clean up my mess. So I want to open up parcels, or not parcels, but the quest items again. I'm going to get rid of that attendance award. That was just an example. And then I'll go back to the party sheet and clean that up too. So you can right click on these and delete them. Yeah. So that cleans up my mess. That's pretty much all I have today. It's very short, brief. I even tried to add a little extra, stretch it out a little. But nonetheless, that is basically your quest awards. They are milestones, goals, completion markers, whatever you want to call them. That's essentially what they are. Not every adventure or every module out there has these. So it just depends on, what the adventure is like and how it was written. So anyways, that's it for today. It's kind of a brief one. So I'll see you around next time. Have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your week. And